Good?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to read a chapter from Lisa Del Rosso's You Are All Part of Me. Chapter entitled Roses in His Cheeks. I thought he was dead. I really did. Out of the two of us, I always assumed I would go first, always. Yash had only things go wrong with him when he lifts too many big weights and then tears bits of his body that need to be repaired. Epilepsy can't be repaired and has no cure. So brain disorders trump athletic injuries. I win, I die first. And that is what I was thinking, amongst other things, when Yash passed out in the chair as I was trying to hold up his heavy body with one arm and a shoulder and staunch the blood with a cloth in the other hand. Neither was working. The gash on his forehead continued to flow, and I had never thought about his weight before, but of course, muscle weighs more than fat, and so Yash was heavier than I thought he would be. He had also turned an alarming shade of wet sand, cold, skin clammy to the touch, underneath his eyes completely black, eyelids closed. This is what he'll look like dead, I thought. And he can't hear me, won't know me, and will not respond to me. I wondered if all women who divorced men but continued to live with their former spouses still cared about them, dead or alive. But I did. He had banged his head on that same sharp corner of the bookshelf before, emitting the same cry each time, unusual for him as he is an even keel kind of person. The damage had always been minimal, barely a scratch, and it never occurred to either one of us to change the position of his desk or perhaps not store the stepladder underneath the lowest shelf. Most accidents happen inside the house, we sometimes said to one another, mocking parental tones, and then burst out laughing. This time, I heard the cry and said, what did you do now? Yash stood up, blood spewing from his head, a lump rising, and not looking well at all. I made him sit down at the kitchen table, got him some juice, and he said, I feel kind of woozy. And then he went out, just like that. I was amazed that it happened so fast. 1 second he was there, 1 second gone, and suddenly that silt gray color with no response to what I was saying. I sort of kept jostling him as best I could, holding him upright with the same arm. I patted his back and continued talking to him. Yash, wake up, talk to me. You're not gonna die on me today. No way. Come on, wake up, Yash. Talk to me. No way you're gonna die on me today. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And then I burst out laughing. Stress does strange things to a person. Laughter. Why? Release? Disbelief at the situation I was in? Who knows? And while I was talking and laughing and rubbing Yash's back, I thought 9 million things in those seconds or minutes he was out. About Natasha Richardson dying so young and vibrant over a fall she believed to be only silly. About being alone in the world without Yash in my life, and that he needs to fight and come back from wherever he is now, just like I wanted him to do when we were married. Fight for me, fight for us. But he didn't, couldn't. And why did I divorce him anyway? And that's really mean payback for Yash to die on me after I divorced him. Really not fair at all. And I have no chance of payback myself if he dies. I'm just left to suck it up for the rest of my life. You're too young. Too young to be thinking about death. But since the epilepsy and even before that, I think about it more and more. I think a lot about quality rather than quantity. And because I have largely done what I wanted to do with my life, I'd be okay with it. But don't get me wrong. There will always be more stories to write. And I would always elect the more time option if there was one. But I think that's the same for most people. And then Yash woke up, came to, color back in his cheeks. Hi, he said. Hi, I said. Then I had a seizure. Now, I know how I react to extreme stress. I had to rest on the floor, but didn't black out. I could talk through it, which was good because Yash was too weak to help me. He could only watch. What a pair, I thought. After we both composed ourselves, we went to the emergency room to make sure Yash did not have a concussion. I hope I don't get a needle, he said. I hope you do, I said, because I thought you were dead. I'm sorry, he said. You should be, I said. Then I hugged him and never wanted to let him go. He did not have a concussion. The doctor put some clear gel on his forehead to close the gash. He did get a shot for tetanus. I laughed only to myself. Yash told the doctor I had a seizure, which I brushed off because there's nothing an ER can do for a seizure disorder other than admit me for tests, and I didn't want that. We finally went home and considered filing down the edge of the bookshelf. We lay down in the still-made bed together, and I said to him, I thought you were dead. I know, he said. I'm sorry. He closed his eyes, and I turned out the light. I kissed him, and I thought, I really hope I go first. Thank you.